So hi everyone, yeah, I'm Chris Gaines. I lead our cybersecurity practice for PwC in the UK. I guess we're a reasonably well kept secret, but we are recognised actually as the leading cyber consulting practice in the UK. We've over 300 people in the UK, and actually there's 4,000 cyber practitioners working for PwC across our network, which I guess itself speaks to the kind of rapidly growing demand for our services. I mean, I've personally worked in this field now for over 20 years, and it will be no surprise to hear that in each and every year the interest has grown, but we've never seen a year like this one. The shift to remote working has brought immediate risks and completely altered the threat landscape for most businesses, actually. And we are seeing cyber criminals take advantage of this massive shift with widespread targeting, actually, of all sectors and clients of all sizes. And we've talked about it a bit already, but the exponential rise in devastating ransomware attacks. So we spend an awful lot of our time in our business helping clients unpick the impact of a ransomware attack. In fact, the trend in our business this year in the incident response space has been towards supporting medium-sized enterprises, and actually professional services in particular have definitely been a target. And the question for our clients, the question we're posing our clients often now is kind of, what would you do tomorrow if hackers breached your defenses and lock you out completely of your own data and your own systems? So, I mean, I work in a professional services firm. Our people are our asset, but they all use IT to deliver their work. So we have to ask ourselves in PwC, if our people didn't have access to a laptop, didn't have access to our IT systems, how can we continue to practice? So I'd like to share 4 things actually I think you should know, and then 3 things for you to consider. The 4 things you should know, I mean, the first is, as we are in this session, ransomware hackers are researching your company and you. I mean, there's a huge payoff now, and the quality and the extent of the operations is staggering. They'll be looking at how well financed you are. They'll be looking at the partners and how well rewarded you are. They'll be thinking about how devastating a pause in operations would be, how impactful stealing the data would be. They will be looking at if you've got cyber insurance. So they'll be doing an awful lot of research on you and your organization. Ransomware is actually being sold as a service now. So this is a highly sophisticated ransomware is being leased out and put into the hands of a much broader audience for them to use. So part of the exponential rise is the fact that the people with the real skill to produce this malware are now leasing it out to a much larger group of people. And their business model is evolving, actually, and they're finding more ways to extract value, right through to doing things like shorting stocks on breaches only they know about. And kind of allied to all of that, the 4th thing is there's very little criminal sanction at the moment, so they can really act with impunity. So we really shouldn't expect this to go away. It's highly funded, it's very lucrative, the business model is evolving, and they're operating pretty much with impunity. So our view, and I think it should be your view, is this is here to stay for sure. So what to do about it? Just 3 things to think about. First, you should make your defense better than your peers. Ransomware criminals will choose the most lucrative and softest targets. So it's wise to harden your defenses and encourage hackers to look elsewhere. Plan now how to recover from an attack. If you're hit, having a plan can really cut your losses and get you back up and running quickly. In particular, and this is a really important point, having segregated full and incremental backups available to restore your business and reduce the operational impact. That's been the single biggest differentiator that we've seen in the incidents we've worked on. People who have full incremental backups are able to recover more quickly. And also develop an exercise today. Understand how you as a partnership would recover today. Think about investigating the extent, containing the breach, expelling an attacker from your environment. And finally, challenge yourself. The poll was really interesting, not unsurprising if I'm honest, but very interesting. Ask yourself if, as a board and as a partnership, if you've really engaged on the subject. Do you know how high your bar is? Do you know how high you want your bar to be, how much you want to spend, and how much it's going to cost in the event that the worst happens? If you haven't really got the answers to those questions, you haven't really engaged in the process, and you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to prevent an attack and recover from an attack, particularly the ransomware attacks. So that's hopefully just a quick canter through some useful context on the market, in particular ransomware and why it's so prevalent and why it's here to stay, and then 2 or 3 tips on how you might focus effort in your boardroom on managing the problem.